And we're live. Hello, everyone. As per you, sharing Instagram. Sharing
Thank you
with
to this
friends. Book. Booktube. Delete. Okay. Hello. Okay, on Instagram. Okay.
friends.
We're live. We're live. Okay. Shared.
I wish we could schedule like stories, even if we're like a personal account.
Yeah, I think we can schedule, pero you can't add the stickers and stuff. Parang
Even if
it's
you're not like if you're a personal account, you can.
I think so. Let me check. Let's try. Ano ba? Wait, kailangan sa dump account ko try. Teka. Later. Hi!
Hi.
Happy Friday!
Happy
Ayan.
Valentine's?
May
No,
ganun ba?
it's Chinese
May
New Year.
Happy New Year muna, yes. Kung hey fat show muna.
Damn, it's almost Valentine's.
Mm-hmm.
Kid.
Parang wala naman akong plans. Ano lang, reading romance books as usual. Oh. How about you? What's your pre-Valentine's, ano ba, ganap?
Me or D?
Or anyone?
Nothing,
Wala
because my
to.
Valentine's is not here. My
Uh,
Valentine is away.
LDR life.
I didn't even think of like probably reading romance books. Maybe I'm just not in the mood yet.
Parang I've never seen you read romance. Parang sobrang rare occasion.
Yeah, except from like what's the name of the Mindfuck series? I feel like that's the
Yeah.
last.
Yeah.
But even that is messed up. Like not
Yeah, like
the
dark romance, you know.
cutesy, yeah.
Not the very like contemporary cute romance. Ganon.
Yeah, I'm just not in the mood probably. Yeah.
Always thriller mood instead of romance. What are you all reading? Let us know in the comments. I can't decide. Anyways, hold on.
You haven't
Same.
decided yet?
No,
Okay,
gonna
so maybe D can help you make the
maybe. Sige.
choice if you give the option.
Compensating by reading romance. Okay, what are you guys reading? Okay, so for me, I have two options. So I'm reading Us Against You, Frederick Backman, which is the second book in the Bear Town series, which I love, the first book. And then the other one I'm reading is Funny You Should Ask by Elisa Sussman, I think. For that, kasi I'm actually reading it because it was one recommended to me via the 12 Rex 12 Friends 12 Friends 12 Rex 12 Rex 12 Friends challenge. So that was recommended to me. So that's why I have it in my TBR. But also because I'm trying to read a bunch of romance books for a video that I'm doing, obviously because it's February. So that's why. Those are the two options. I have started both of them. I'm 11% in Funny You Should Ask. And wait, I don't think this is updated. 4% or like maybe 7% in Us Against You. So just started both of them. So I can't decide. But I'm thinking most likely Funny You Should Ask. Just to keep with the romance vibes.
And well, it's double intention since you're trying to do it for a video.
Yeah, it's the for that video I need, quote unquote need, to read 7 books. So this is the first one. So maybe I should read this one so I could get a head start.
Which one's calling to you?
Yeah, well, calling to me is probably Us Against You. But if
Mm.
we're talking about I don't know obligations to BookTube, work obligations, Funny You Should Ask. I'm just gonna read Funny You Should Ask. Let's
Okay,
be
final?
responsible. Let's be responsible booktubers and read what we said we need to read.
Final answer?
Yes. Okay. How about you? What are you gonna read for today?
I will be reading tonight. It's different from what I told you a few days
Mm,
ago. I haven't finished Six of Crows yet, but tonight I'll be reading Several People Are Typing by
mm,
Calvin Kasulke. So I've been reading this for weeks now. I've only been reading it in snippets. And you mentioned earlier that you can read this in one sitting because of the way that it's written. And it's true. I am 60 something pages through, 66. And according to Kindle, I have 48 minutes left to the book. So I really want to get through this book already before I move to Six of Crows again, versus the other way around, because I know
yeah.
I won't be able to finish Six of Crows.
Yeah.
And it's funny because like it's just very short. Like the sentences are very short. So I should be
Yeah.
able to finish this
And
like
yeah, if you don't know the book, it's written in like Slack messages, like a
Slack messages.
messenger style. So it's like a chat room. The entire book is written. Like there's
Yeah.
no it's not like just a portion and then you have the prose. It's literally just the chat room. So it goes by so fast.
Yeah, it's super interesting because like it's the kind of book that's written in a very interesting way, but also like kind of existential because of the plot
It's
of the
very
book
relatable. Like if you are in the
and an
workforce,
agency
yes.
because
I
they're in an
remember
agency.
I remember I read that while I was still working in the agency. So I was like
The terminologies, the
and then
passive
the
aggressiveness,
part where they're talking about the clients, the
yeah,
everything.
the
Like
brief.
The briefs, yeah. I think I can relate. It's really fun if you have experience in that industry. Like you feel seen. You can go through the same existentialist crisis.
Yeah, like damn. Like, and they're also like working from home. So I feel
Mm-hmm.
like, well, when this was released, I believe it was
I think
back
it was during
when there was, yeah, because like,
everyone's was literally 100% working from home.
yeah. So
What
yeah,
the one?
that's what we'll be reading. Mine is several people are typing, and you will be reading what you've decided on.
Funny you should ask. Yes, as a responsible booktuber. I'm starting to read with my Kindle again. So I kind of for some
I
reason I
saw you
stopped.
struggle with the power button
Yeah, I
there.
was
You
like,
forgot
where's the
where it's.
power button?
It's been that long.
Yeah, because for some reason, I've been reading with my iPad. I think it's because my Kindle is pretty old. It's definitely more than 6 or 7 years old.
Damn.
So she can be quite slow. Like when I click something, I have to wait a
Wait.
bit to go to the home page or something like that. When I think I notice it the most when I try to highlight something. That's the most annoying part because then when I highlight something, nothing happens. I have to keep it on the thing until the highlight color pops out, or else I have to do it all over again. So I think that's why I moved to my tablet or my phone. But then for some reason, I had the urge. I know now why. Because I was looking into the Kindle remote, the one where you can put it on your
Mm.
Kindle and then just Bluetooth remote, so you don't have to manually do
Yeah, yeah,
the
yeah. You don't have to. Yeah,
learning.
yeah.
And I was thinking, oh, is it gonna work on my Kindle? Or what if I just get a new Kindle? And I think, okay, no. I have
The
a
answer is yes. Maybe you should get a
pretty
new
functional
Kindle.
Kindle. I think I'm gonna try and use it a lot more and see if I can if I really can justify it. What's going on?
Felicia's reading Kings of the Wild.
Oh, hi, Felicia. Okay, we both love Kings of the Wild. Um,
Oh my god, yes. So I was like,
Pam first read it. Well, the other Pam first read
yeah,
it. And then I was looking for a book because I was looking for a book for a readathon. It has to have like a shield on the cover, and she recommended Kings of the Wild. She even sent me the book via mail so I can borrow it from her. And I also loved it. I gave it 5 stars. That's 5 stars for you as well, right?
yeah,
Okay. Yeah. Intriguing selections. I rated several people are typing 5 stars last year. No pressure. Super relatable. And for me, I found experimental form. Yeah, exactly. It's super, and I think what I liked about it is that even if the format is so gimmicky in a way, but then if you really read the book, it kind of works towards the narrative that they're trying to tell you in the book.
yeah. Like there's a
It's not just a
story.
gimmick in a way, because I think some books when they go all experimental with the format, sometimes it feels a lot more gimmicky than like actually supporting the narrative. And I think for this one, it really works. Get the remote. I
Doesn't
think
work on her
actually,
Kindle anymore.
no, I think it does work on my Kindle. Like I checked the compatibility and stuff. I think it does work. So I think I might at some point get the remote, and then if I get annoyed with my Kindle while using the remote,
You're gonna get a new
then I'm
Kindle.
gonna try and see if I can get a new Kindle. But I don't know if I like.
Yes. No try, just get.
But then I'm seeing like whenever I see a newer Kindle, I'm like, it's so bright, it's so fast. Because mine is so slow. I thought that was just the norm for e-ink stuff.
Mm.
But apparently, it's just because mine's pretty old. 30% right, yes, it's very, very funny. I think that's really what I enjoyed. I was skeptical at first, like I was scared of it because it felt like, what if it's this old medieval style writing that's
So
very
good.
like
I
difficult
swear.
for especially for new people new to the genre, but then it's super funny, super accessible as well.
Yeah, it's like the perfect book for someone who hasn't read any high
Like epic high
fantasy
fantasy.
book because it's super accessible.
And I really love
Yeah.
how distinct the characters are for Kings of the Wild. Like you can really tell who's who. They don't like sound the same. They have very distinct
Who's who?
personalities.
Yeah, yeah.
Got the remote. That's gonna be my future. I've been like I added that to my shopping cart. I don't know, waiting for it to go on sale and things like
But
that. I'm
like,
thinking,
so if you use the remote, you'd still have to like once you're cozy, like you're doing that and you're just
yeah, you have
doing
to
that,
just
you'd
click
still
it.
have to like if you have to highlight something, you'd have to be like, okay, and then go back to
I guess if you want to highlight, but I feel like highlighting. I'm not like a super like it's. I'm
uh
not like highlight trigger happy kind of thing. It takes. I usually in one book maybe I highlight like 5 things or 6 things. So I feel like that's okay with me. I'm not gonna highlight a lot. Thank you for listening. I read that last month in December. I
oh, I
love
have this. I've been
I
seeing
listened
this
to
a
it. I
lot.
listened to it in audiobook. I think the reason why I picked this up when I was in a Discord and then they were talking about audiobook narrators where if they find out that the book is narrated by that narrator, they immediately listen to it because they love the narrator so much. I'm like, I'm so curious because they keep mentioning Julia Wayland. And I'm like, who is this girl? Why does everybody love her narration? So I tried to pick up this book, which is two audiobook narrators. It's kind of like Inception meta thing where it's an
Yeah,
audiobook
yeah, yeah.
narrating
And you
audiobook
read
narrator.
it in audiobook format.
It's cute. It's very cute. Like I
Okay.
really enjoyed it. I think it's a like contemporary romance is like not too cringy, very accessible, not too spicy. Like it's just a good, wholesome kind of contemporary romance. I hope you're liking it, Dee. Um,
What are
I
your guys' thoughts?
okay. This okay. Why are people so disgusting? I'm not sure if you saw that, but I just
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think it did reflect there.
yeah.
I
So
think D has an additional question though. What are you guys' thoughts on audiobooks?
I think Pam would. You should go first since you're more a veteran in the audiobook space.
Um, uh, to be transparent also, the I only got a Kindle like last year in
Mm,
October. Wait, yeah, last year in October, but I've been reading in my iPad for so
before
long as well before that. But audiobooks, I have been in love with audiobooks ever since I started listening to them. And to preface this whole audiobook journey as well, I am into podcasts. So jumping into audiobooks wasn't a huge like change for me because like with podcasts I don't read anything,
yeah.
but with audiobooks I've also started to learn more of like listening while reading on my Kindle or physically. So I have two formats ongoing at the same time, and ever since I started doing that before, it's hard not to do that.
Mm,
So I'm doing that with Six of Crows because I have the physical copy. I'm intentionally not listening
listening
to the audiobook. But even that is kind of jarring once you get used to listening to audiobooks while
while
reading
reading. Yeah.
something. But I love audiobooks, yeah. Like, especially if the narrators are really
Really
good
good.
as well. It it adds to the experience. Like, even if the book, I feel like if you read the book, a particular book in ebook or physical format, and you're like meh about it, but I feel like if you listen to the audiobook and it has a really good narrator, I think it could like kind of put the book up a notch from the meh category. How about you, who has started
Yeah.
into audiobooks?
For me, I'm very, very new to audiobook. I maybe listen at most one a month. But I think I did it wrong because I got kind of spoiled. The first audiobook I ever listened to was Born a Crime by Trevor Noah. So it was also narrated by Trevor Noah,
Never
which meant
know.
it
Yeah.
was so good. Like the narration was so good. Obviously, when he spoke the language, so like everything was just so good. He's so funny and everything. And then after that, the next audiobook I listened to was Daisy Jones and the Six, which was
Mm.
also like a full
Full
production
cast. Yeah,
audiobook
yeah,
cast. Yeah. And then after that, it was Sadie, which is also kind of similar-ish. Where I'm not sure if it's full cast, but it had sound effects and all of those stuff. So now I feel like whenever I listen to audiobooks, I'm like, if it's just a regular person talking, I'm like, I get bored ish, but I think I'm starting to get into it. There are some genres that I'm okay listening to in audiobook. One is like the contemporary romance that doesn't have a lot of spice, because it's kind of awkward for me when I'm listening to an audiobook and then they start describing the spicy scenes. And I'm like, okay, nope, nope.
I like you're blushing in the bus.
I'm like,
In
oh, ah. And then memoirs. Memoirs are usually for me good for audio because usually it's this person who narrates it. And then
yeah,
these,
yeah, yeah.
and then I think other than that, I haven't really listened to anything else. Like those are the genres that I listen.
Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes audiobook.
Ah, I hated the audiobook for that. Like I couldn't last one or two chapters. It's just that male narrators trying to do young like female or young girl voices, it's not working for me.
Versus the other way around. Yeah.
But yeah, I think I'm warming up to audiobooks, but it's not something that I reach for a lot. My husband kept pestering me to read it, and I'm glad I am. He's already brought the rose. I've been wanting, like,
Oh
I've
my
had
god.
the rose in my Libby for months, and I keep like pushing it back, just because for some reason I don't know. I guess I just prioritize because probably because I know that the original characters are not the main characters for this book. Probably why I'm like hesitating to read it, but I think it's gonna be good. But yeah, I think that's just my hang up. You do have to put effort in. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. If you highlight a lot, it might be annoying. We're clutching the remote. That would be my future. That is my future.
Yeah,
So,
and you need to buy a new Kindle.
yeah, or no, let's see. I'm gonna hold out for a bit with my trusty old Kindle with the ads and all.
Until it gives up.
Yeah, or until I get too annoyed. If I get super annoyed,
Mm.
then maybe I'll get a new one. But we'll see. We'll see. Okay, do you guys want to start reading? Um, Let me just set up the ambience. So for anyone joining us, you don't have to read. If you have like work that you want to do, if you want to be productive, clean, or whatever, do what you want to do. This is more of like a reading slash productivity sprint as well. But yeah, I'm gonna start reading sprint number one so you can get a lot of
Yes.
reading done. Happy reading, everyone. Let me know if the audio. Hello, hello.
Hello again.
How was the sprint?
I am now 85% through the book.
Definitely gonna finish it in the next sprint.
Yes.
What are your thoughts so far in the book now that you're almost at the end? It kind of gets
Very
weird.
existential and weird. Like, kind of scared of like things being sentient,
Yeah.
especially AI is now rampant. So, like, you just never know.
hmm
So, yeah, it's very kind of, what do you call this? Speculative fiction.
But it's a very accessible, easy to read speculative fiction as well.
Yeah, especially if you use Slack.
Yeah.
How about you? How is funny? You
um,
should ask.
I made it to 19%. I was at 11%. So I don't know if how am I reading it? I think I'm reading it a little bit slowly. The the premise of the book is actually interesting. If you're not familiar, we are following a writer for a I don't know if for the magazine or for a newspaper. I think it's a newspaper, and she's interviewing this celebrity who has been casted as the new James Bond. But then I guess there's like a lot of people who don't like him being casted as James Bond, and that's why she's doing the interview to sort of create a better publicity around him. And then that interview happened. And apparently, that interview went viral or something like that. And it made the girl's career. But then 10 years or 15 years down the line, they kind of meet again. But then the actor is now kind of like washed up. He's no longer this very popular matinee idol kind of thing. Now he's kind of like a washed up old actor, and they're gonna be meeting again for another interview. But then it seems like there's something that happened during their first interview. That's why they're hesitant to meet again. So it kind of started with the present, where the actor is now like washed up, old news kind of person, and then it flashed back to 10
Mhm.
or 15 years earlier, where the actor is still up and coming, very popular kind of thing. So it's kind of interesting. The format. It's just that the writing feels a bit juvenile. I don't know if is this young
Uh,
adult?
YA?
Let me. I don't think it
I think it's
is.
adult though.
I think it's adult. Um, but the writing feels kind of juvenile to me. We're supposedly following people who've already graduated college or already working, but it kind of feels like the way that their thoughts in their head, because I don't know if we're gonna get a different perspective. Right now we're all in the main character's mind, but the way that she describes things and like describes the actor, it feels very juvenile, like she's in high school or something. So that's kind of like putting me off a bit. I'm like, girl,
Mm.
like a working woman, get over it. But I am intrigued by what happened to them. It kind of gives me a little bit of 7 Days in June vibe. 7 Days in June by Tia Williams.
Mm.
Not sure, have you read it? Yeah, so it kind of gives me
No,
that
I
vibe.
haven't, but it's on my TBR.
It's really good. It's my favorite romance of all time as of now. It kind of gives me that vibe where you're kind of like they know each other. Something happened in the past. You don't know what it is, or there's like that
Yeah.
mystery part where you're kind of curious. But the writing is vastly different. So I mean, hopefully it gets better. Hopefully the plot and the whole mystery of it all kind of like takes, like doesn't like helps me get over the writing kind of thing. I feel like it's gonna be a fast read once I get into it. It's just that
So
now
it's
I'm
not
laughing too hard at the writing. Like I'm gonna there's
so like
thing I realize.
the writing when you said it's juvenile, it's the whole, like it's the book so far, not just
So
the The
Mm,
monologues are like the dialogue.
it's not even like the dialogue. It's more of the thought process of the
The
how did I
the
go
writing
to
in
my
general.
how did I go to my highlights? Wait. Ah, okay, there. Like
It's
there's
been
this
so
one
long.
where the girl, obviously, since this is the a typical romance, the guy is he's an actor as well. He's like a very very attractive actor. He's very like he's very well built. His body is like very muscular or whatever. And then the girl was just looking at her, the woman, because supposedly she's already not a girl, and she was thinking, wow, even when I was single handedly torpedoing my career, I was still very, very, very horny for him. Like, that's just her thought process. Then there was a
So
point
does it
where,
read like a fanfic?
kinda, like, there's a part where I forgot the sentence. I just highlighted this phrase because I was just like, oh my god. Like, the phrase is, his gorgeous armpits. What?
Something that I would also highlight if I read that.
Like, like, what's the, let me go back to this page. Okay. Mm. I was trying so hard. I was here right now, sitting across from Gabe Barker, trying to not stare at his gorgeous armpits. I'm like, what? What?
Huh? Is girly okay?
I think she needs some help.
Girl, this is a Wendy's. Ma'am,
This is a Wendy's.
calm yourself.
It's literally happening while they were in a restaurant. Like they were eating in a restaurant. And I think Gabe went like this. He was like, I'm trying so
Unless
hard.
it's intentional, I don't
Stare at
know.
gorgeous armpits. Like,
I've yet
girl,
to see a gorgeous armpits on a man.
how is an armpit gorgeous? I don't want to think about it. Felicia just finished another chapter. Moog's flute just created snakes from
Oh, I
snakes.
miss Moog.
I love Moog and the whole. I think you're past that part already. Right? The part where they were gonna visit. Like they were still trying to get everyone together, and
Hmm.
when they went out of the mirror portal thing, Moog had to like throw his concoction, and then they all had like boners and stuff.
Was it the wrong was it the wrong potion that
I
he
think he was
threw?
just. I think they were getting chased by the bodyguards of their old like bookie,
Yeah, 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 yeah.
and then he had to like throw a bunch of stuff just to keep them out while they try to get to the portal. And then part of the stuff that he threw was all of his potion. I forgot the name of the potion, but that potion that he sells. And then everyone just had boners. Yeah, it's just so funny. Like I found it so funny that that's the potion that he was selling. And then I realized, yeah, it makes sense for the time period. That would probably very very in demand. Yes, the phallus phylactery. I love this. I love this book. It didn't feel too long as well. A lot of things happened. It does feel like a very typical episodic style of story, but I didn't. I find that I didn't. It didn't bother me. It was like that. I think because the personalities of the characters were all just really funny in their own way, so it was okay that it was kind of episodic. Do you guys want to start the next sprint so we can get a lot more reading done? I think you're good. Let me set that up. Um, I feel like another miniseries movie. If it was like I haven't watched the D&D movie. Is it a live action or a um
It's a
what do you
live
call that?
action, I think.
Ah, it is.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay,
yeah, yeah.
I
I think
haven't
the
watched.
actors were actually like big, like
Oh, Dungeons.
some of the actors were familiar.
Oh, Okay, Chris Pine.
Yeah. Okay,
Okay,
that's why I'm
I
familiar.
forgot how to pronounce the guy from Bridgerton. I don't know how to pronounce John Podge. I don't know.
The handsome
Right,
guy.
yeah, I don't know how to pronounce his name, so I'm not gonna try. Um, ooh, was it kind of like a funny type of movie, like more comedic? I haven't watched it, but I feel like that could work for Kings of the Wild. It's live action and silly. Yeah, well, Kings of the Wild is silly, very very silly. So I think that could really work for it. It's also very visual. When I was reading it, it was so easy to
Mm.
visualize what was happening to everyone. So it's very, very exciting. I am gonna set up for another sprint so we can get a lot of reading done.
You excited for this juvenile
Yeah.
dialogue?
I mean, I am curious to find, like, I'm curious to, because, okay, so for this book, it started by showing you the article that she wrote about the actor.
Mm.
And then the article was it's kind of like a puff piece for an actor. Like, it didn't read like a well research article. It felt like a very typical celebrity puff.
Mm. Scoop, yeah.
Yeah,
Not journalistic.
but then when and then it goes into the past, and then it actually tells you what happens. It's kind of a very more, I guess there's like more nuance into what they actually talked about and did, and she just kind of dumbed it down for the article. So I'm curious to find out if that was intentional. Did she really wanted to write it that way because that's how celebrity puff pieces are written, or was there something like, did the actor ask her to not disclose any of the more deeper conversations or whatever that they had during the interview? Did he like that it was dumbed down, or did he get angry at her because she dumbed it down? I don't know. That's the thing that's keeping me reading, because I want to know why that article is just like a very typical puff piece versus what they're actually talking about right now. I don't know if that made
Well,
sense.
you're about to find out.
So let's get reading.
Yes.
Print number 2. Happy reading, everyone. Hello. Oh wow. Hi.
Hello.
Hi, Bea. Are you still here? Are you gonna be reading with?
Oh, hi there.
It's been a while.
Hope you're reading.
Hi. Good morning to you. It's very much nighttime for us, but oh, thank you. Did you like it? Did you also read Jack the Ripper? Because I hope you did, because that is a spoilery vlog. So I hope you've read it before you watch it. I think I did put that in spoilery, so there's that. That was our very chaotic book exchange vlog. If anyone's wondering what the Jack the Ripper video is, me and Pam, we met up. I think it was the first week of December. We went to a bookstore and got each other books, and it was very chaotic. We're not good at filming in public, but we tried.
And I've yet to post mine
Yes, there will be another POV in that video at some point in the future. Pressure,
at
Pam. So
some point.
45% in Accidental Attachments by Max Monroe. I don't know. It sounds like a nonfiction. Accidental Attachments. Oh, it is not.
It's not a
It's
romance book.
contemporary romance, yes. Ooh, forced proximity, workplace romance. Mm-hmm. Add to read. How are you liking it? They're almost halfway there, halfway finished. So, how are you liking the book? And it's a series.
Accidental attachments.
Is it
Of
like,
course, it's a romance book. It's Bea.
oh, it's like there's 3 books in it. Oh, okay. I was actually with my friends earlier, and we went to Fully Book. And one of my friends, she doesn't really read a lot, but she was asking me that I guess I'm not sure where she found out about it, but she just realized that recently reading is getting more popular, especially the whole spicy romance books. So I
Hmm.
was thinking, oh, maybe she saw it on TikTok or Reels or something like that. And she was asking me if I had a recommendation for a beginner friendly spicy romance book. And I was thinking, like, she wants to read physically. And I don't have a lot of physical books for
Hmm.
romance. The only ones that I recently got is a dark romance. I think it's a dark romance book, which is Butcher and Blackbird. I think it's wait, hold on. Is it a dark romance? They're serial killers, so I'm assuming it's dark romance. Yeah.
Sold.
Like dark, funny romance. It's not like super serious,
Hmm.
like Hunting Adeline or something like that. But it's she was asking for like a beginner friendly. I was thinking, what should I give her? Initially, I wanted to recommend Ali Hazelwood because she's a very accessible writer. Her books are very
Hmm.
easy to read, very easy to follow. It has all of the elements of butterflies in your stomach. It has a simple plot line, very likable ish characters. So I was recommending that, but I don't have any physical copies of that. But then I realized I could give her a hockey romance because I have all
Yeah, you
the
have been reading that.
have the series, and I think I think this is good for beginners. It's not super duper spicy because I asked her what the spice level she wants, and she said level 1. So I think this would be good for her. Rom com, crush to lovers. That's cute.
When I read the blurb that
For this
Bea
romance.
sent, I was like, immediately add to read.
Herwin is an author. She has a crush on her editor. Sent a wrong manuscript. I feel like have I? Oh no. I recently got a book. I feel like I got a lot of book recently. This one is a written by Philippine author. Love on the Second Read. Is that what it's called? Love on the Second Read. Second. Oh, I forgot what it's called. Wait. It's in my own books on Storygraph. But I got that recently, and it also has a similar, not premise, but similar where you have like a writer and editor
Vibes. Mm.
thing. Yeah, Love on a Second Read by Mika De Leon. Yeah, romance book writer and a nerdy science fiction fantasy editor. It's kind of the main characters. Begin. Oh, I love this. Okay, all the recommendations. Okay, hold on.
It is here.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I think I haven't. I wanted to give her a book that I have read before. So of all of
Mm.
these recommendations, I've only read The Love Hypothesis. So I feel like that's probably one of the things I might recommend to her if she wants to. If I can find like a used copy on like Lazada or Shopee that's like super cheap, I might gift it
Mm.
to her. Because I feel like it's a very good, accessible romance. It's honestly not that bad. Ali Hazelwood books for me. Yeah. I think it's just if you read too much of Ali Hazelwood books, all of the characters start to like blend together because it's
Mm.
kind of like similar characters, just different settings and different plots. The Deal. This is what I'm gonna give her
That's what
for
you've read. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
what I've read, and I feel like the spice level on this is not too much. There's like scenes there. It's more of like the sweet kind of scenes rather than the very explicit scenes. But it's even though it's spicy, so I think it's a good introduction. And obviously hockey romance. Level one beach read by Emily Henry. I feel like she wants spice though. I was actually thinking at first, what if I gave her Spanish Love Deception? But then that one probably feels more of like a level two. There's a lot of like scenes, explicit scenes. What are, what are your thoughts on this?
Girl, she might physically combust if, oh my god.
Girl, she's not
Like,
that
call
all
the
that religious
ambulance,
as
the
well,
fire
but
department, the police.
she might judge me if I give this book to her. Gosh. Yeah, El Kennedy's books, very recommendable. Yeah, I have the off campus series physically, so the deal up until the legacy. So I'm gonna give her the deal. If she likes it, then I can lend her the rest of the series,
Mm.
which is a good. I think it's a good starting point. So
Which one have I think I've only read Beach
wait,
Read
let
from all of
me
this
pull this
like
up so I can
recommendation.
add stuff. Bromance Book Club is something that I've been recommended a
It's
lot.
also a series, right?
Yeah,
Like I
there's
saw the
something to
covers.
read. And then what else? Um, The Hating Game, Kiss Quotient. Okay. Okay. Uh, yeah, I think Spanish Love Deception is very much super duper fan servicey kind of book for at least for me. The Hating Game. I feel like for the Hating Game, I hear a lot of people really hating it and really loving it. So I am gonna try it because I want to know where I stand. Either way, it would be good to read a very polarizing book. To read The Hating Game. There's like a movie adaptation for this, right? The Hating Game, or is it like a TV
The Hating
series?
Game?
Or am I thinking
I have no idea.
The Hating Game? Oh yeah, there's a movie.
Who's the
Lucy Hale and
stars?
Austin Stowell.
Oh,
I don't know who Austin Stowell is, but he's the other guy. Sorry. Oops.
interesting.
Mm. They're almost similar at some point. Yeah, I guess because they're both workplace romance in a way, like enemies to lovers. The thing with me is I hate it when enemies to lovers are not really enemies to lovers. They're just like one person is pining and is like acting out very mean because
Ah,
he doesn't want to be caught pining, but it's not really an actual enemies to lovers. I hate it when it's like that, and I'm like,
mm.
so annoying. Like I want real actual enemies to lovers, like knife to throat enemies to lovers. Hindi ko parang yung hating game too. I am reading Funny You Should Ask by Elissa Sussman. It's my 12 Friends, 12 Rex book. And Pam, it's reading. Are you done? Did you finish it?
I was previously reading. Yeah, several people are typing. So it's like a sci-fi contemporary book, and I
Mm.
finished it during the second sprint. It was fun. It was fun. It's very interesting. It's very like
Like very speculative fiction.
refreshing. Like, and very relatable since the book was written through like Slack conversations, through Slack channels, and it just makes sense. Like, of course there are some parts where I'm like, okay, this is getting too dragging, like I get it, but generally it's fun. It's fun. It's very interesting.
Yeah, I think the setting, because the setting is they're in an agency in a workplace, and it's like a work
Yeah.
they all work from home, so you can kind of sort of relate if you are in a workplace, especially during the height of the pandemic where everyone's working from home and things like that. I don't read romance, but it's on my bingo challenge this year, so I've got lots of recs now. Bea always coming through with romance recommendations. I what I've realized in myself is that I never used to read romance. I was always reading fantasy and then thriller, I think. But now my highest, like when I look at my wrap ups for the past 2 years, it's always been romance on top. Because I think like it, I feel like it's because it's a good palette cleanser in between fantasy books and thriller books. I always end up like reading fantasy and then romance and then fantasy or thriller and then romance. And so like it's so easy to read. So I'm always I have fun. You should ask on my TBR. I'm reading it because it was never in my TBR. Honestly, I was never like super intrigued about it. I do love the cover, but for some reason I was just never intrigued about it. But because somebody recommended it to me for the 12 Friends, 12 Rex challenge, and that person said that it gave off 7 days in June vibes, and 7 days in June
Mhm.
is my, as of now, number one favorite romance of all time. I was like, okay, I'll give it a go. Yeah, feel good romance vibes. Yeah, it can be. I get addicted to fantasy books. Like I can get really sucked into like a series, but then it does get tiring over time. Especially if you read back to back to back like different series. But when I started reading again, it was always like fantasy books. Right? Like I read
Mm.
Prose, Crooked Kingdom, the trilogy for Grishaverse, and then King of Scars, like back to back to back to back to back. Like literally when I finish a book and then I start the next one within the next like 5 minutes. And it did get tiring after a while. Wow. Nonfiction for me, I barely read nonfiction. I used to read a lot of nonfiction when I wasn't reading that much. I would always read nonfiction, but for some reason these days I'm just like I want to be in a fictional world. I don't want to be in real life right now. I swear barbarians. This I don't know. Maybe monster romance. I'm not there yet. I'm not there yet.
The
But
cover has already been remade and is now looking good.
let me just check, guys. It's still on
You gotta
Kindle.
search for it.
Yeah, I'm gonna search for it.
But they remade the book cover, so it's like more.
Oh, more of
It
like
looks
illustration.
better.
But I don't know if I'm like I watched a video, like a booktube video, where they're reading. It's by Sid Bookworm. She and her husband they read it. They body read it, and it's like a spoilery vlog, and it's just so funny the things that happen. And then the guy, his husband, was like, "Oh my god, what is going on?" They're like, "They're blue." Okay, I think Pam Shenanigans can answer this because I always get my thriller recommendations from her. So take it away.
Oh my god. Thrillers. Oh my god, it's a
Mystery
lot.
curse.
But recent thrillers that I actually like. Um I guess okay. I think one of the latest books that I've read is if you're into Black Mirror as well. So you definitely get that vibes from this one, and it's by John Morse, who is pretty known to like write books based on like very futuristic speculative
Mm,
fiction stuff and very Black Mirror esque. So it's the Marriage Act
the,
where um
the,
Britain slash England, was it? As long as it's in Europe, where the government there um, prioritizes marriage because it's their way of like thinking that this would save their economy, would save their country, because like for some reason like marriage would just like boost
like,
morality, whatever, and
can't be
it's they're
single.
taking it. Sorry.
Bawal maging single. Can't be single.
Yeah, like, well, you can be, but you won't be able to like avail of the same benefits that the marriage couple have.
Mm,
And once you upgrade your marriage to a smart marriage, you'll have to like give consent to this government of them like having surveillance on you 24/7. Like there's like a literal Alexa like machine
mm.
that could hear everything in your
It's
house,
like
so they keep
dystopian
track
as
of
well. Feels
it's
very
very
dystopian.
dystopian. It's very
Yeah.
dystopian, and like what's jarring there is that this could very much happen, and people would sign up for it for the benefits. It's just
Me with my Google Home right here.
it's
Watch wherever.
called the Marriage Act by John Mars.
Yeah. I think another thriller that's a little bit more of like the typical thrillers I read recently is None of This Is True by
True.
Lisa Jewell. And I actually really enjoyed that. It was very thrilling. Like if you want thriller, this one is very thrilling in a sense where there's like a lot of reveals and plot twists like as you progress throughout the book, and just you're never sure, one, because the title is None of This Is True, and then second, because one character there is being portrayed as this person who is like a compulsive liar, so you don't know if what she's telling you, because it's like an interview format, what she's telling you is the truth, or is she embellishing stuff, or are other people lying, or is everyone lying because none of this is true. So it's kind of like that sort of, like you're always doubting yourself up until the end, and I felt like it was very satisfying towards the ending, very gripping. It does have a lot of, like, just check trigger warnings. I think you're fine usually with trigger warnings, so just check it. But um, it is very gripping. I really enjoyed it. So check that if you want a thriller as well. Save yourself from Ice Planet Barbarians. You're gonna need to bleach your ears. Ears? Did you listen to it on audiobook? I can't. Oh my god, I can't listen to.
That just gave me a whole ice idea to do with Bran, because he doesn't read romance books, but he is into fantasy.
I I
So
I vote yes for that. Oh my god! Imagine just telling him, "I have a Let's bother read this fantasy book that I saw on the internet. Like I saw on BookTube." Then he starts reading, and it's talking about the blue men and their parts where they have. The only thing I know about it is that their male parts, they have an extra at like thing to. How do I describe this without like getting shut down in this live stream? But
we're not monetized yet. So
they just come with extra parts. like extra services in their nether regions. But that's just one thing that's not like it's not like they're very humanoid except that they're blue and they have extra parts down
Of
there.
course. Of course.
I don't think I can listen to smut like audio
You know
wise.
what? Let me check if it's on Libby. Very quick. I'm gonna
That's
check.
hilarious. Oh, Felicia also wants to do it with his husband. Her husband.
Oh my god.
I feel like that would be so funny. Like imagine just them very like what if they listened to it because they thought, oh, it's just a fantasy book, and then things started to get like smutty.
They shouldn't know that it's like I spent barbarians. Okay.
Um,
Girl,
it's
there's
a
an audiobook.
and it's short. I think it's short. How many hours is
10
that?
hours. 10 hours.
That's not
It's
bad. If you listen
the
to it
cover's nice though. The new
the new
cover is
ones, yeah,
nice.
it's not as embarrassing to have it outside if you're reading in public.
Wait, is the
Go
audiobook
for
in
it.
Spanish? Oh, it's in Spanish. The audiobook is in Spanish.
Oh, there's no English one.
I don't think so. Wait, is it just
Or maybe just in that.
man? Now I got disappointed.
Is it
Oh
not
my
in,
god, Survive the Night.
in
Fucking hated that book.
is it
No, thank you.
Riley Sager? Or
Yeah, it's like, oh my
I
god, I
don't
hated that so much.
I don't think me and Riley Sager are like a good fit. I don't think I like any of his like all of his books, and by all I mean two of the books that I read from him are kind of like mid for me. They're okay, kind of.
Lock Every Door was the only.
Yeah, that's the one that I also
Yeah, yeah.
listened to. It was okay. I think I really liked the gothic vibe, especially in the beginning. But I just felt like things like the rest, like whenever there was an issue, it was resolved pretty much like in the next
Mm.
chapter kind of thing. There's no like build up and tension. What was this
The
marriage
Marriage
act?
Act.
Okay.
Yes, John Morris.
Next road trip, I'll say I found one that everyone raves about. Well, you're not wrong. Everyone does rave about it. So you're not lying there.
Would you be successful in terms of like not having any reactions when you listen to that in
And
the
you start
car?
playing it, and then we're like trying to.
What? What's the problem?
That could be like there's this Gavin reads a lot, like How to Train Your Gavin. Gavin reads a lot.
Mm,
He
yeah, 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 I follow him. Yeah.
video where like the silent library videos, right? In Japan, he did one recently where he would read like erotica books, and then he has like a sound level thingy, and if he goes over like
Mm.
laughs and goes over like a certain sound, he's gonna take a shot of whatever he's drinking. It's just so funny. Because of the erotic books reading is like so weird. Probably not because I don't read romance or smut. You know that there's one on Kindle Unlimited where it's the name of the book is Unhinged.
As
And
in, it's unhinged. As in, like
no,
that
no,
is the name
that's
of the book.
that's the name of the book, Unhinged. And wait for it, it's a erotic door romance. Like literally, it's smut
Door.
a door, like a
As
literal
in,
fucking door. Let me show you the
I am so fucking confused right now.
did you search for it?
What's
Unhinged
who
by
is the author?
Vera Valentine,
The
and then
one with the door in the.
the one with the white door, like this one. It's an erotic door romance, and I found out about it because I think Gavin read it as well in whatever vlog that he did, and it was like literally with the door, like the doorknobs and the stuff and everything, and I'm so confused. Like I haven't read it, but it's on KU. If you want to go there,
I'm reading the synopsis right now, and
it's kind of like the thing that you need to like scrub your history after searching for it. Oh my gosh, the things I find on Kindle Unlimited. It's like
I am trying to rationalize or
why
like
why you would write the
l- I have so many questions. It says paranormal.
if you read the book, maybe your questions will be answered.
Fuck. It's 71 pages long. It's just 71 pages.
What if we body read live, like unmuted sprints, where we just body read it and let and react to it? Oh my god, I feel like this would be another level of the sinner body read that
You
we
know
did.
what? I am gonna take note. Inch. There, time.
The things that I find on Kindle Unlimited.
The fact that 12,000 people have
It's
read
very
this
popular. It's very
and
popular.
rated
Like
it.
it's and I think the reason why I saw it, I before I even saw it on Gavin's video, it's all already in my Kindle recommended based on your reading whatever on my Kindle. I don't like I read a lot of smutty stuff on Kindle, so
Yeah,
maybe that
yeah, yeah.
recommended. Like it was there. And like, what is this door? I thought it was like a dark romance where maybe there's like a serial killer kind of thing. I didn't expect it to be like a romance with an actual fucking door. So there's that. Just a recommendation. Maybe I'll recommend it to my friend.
You will lose a friend overnight,
To get
literally.
overnight. Wait, are you still reading the synopsis?
There was a trigger warning.
For
This
stalking.
trigger warning. This story contains doorknob insertion. I
It's
I
71
I
pages.
have. You know what? I'm gonna read Six of Crows next. That is what I'm
Let's
going to be reading.
reset, cleanse ourselves from all of these things that we're
Felicia, you
like,
did not just you. No,
hmm?
I do not want this vision in my head because no,
Oh my god, I can't.
I am so curious and so disgusted at the same time.
And that's just gonna make you want to read the book more. So you're like
What
you
if
want to
it's written? What if it's written really well and we're just
judging it by the cover and
yeah?
the synopsis and the trigger warnings. What if it's actually like a really good piece of like literature? Maybe it's gonna be a classic one day. You don't know.
Oh my god, this is what I'm coming back to BookTube for.
Unhinged.
Oh my god.
Oh,
I
this
feel
is
like
what
I could
happens.
deserve a whole vlog just for it.
Probably. I think it's a good body read na now. Body read. You already said before, if we were to body read something, you want it to be something short. Well, this is short. It's 71
So is it
whatever.
going to be what we're reading on the next sprint? If you have it on Kindle, as in like
Well,
Kindle Unlimited, right?
well, it's February. It's like romance season. What better time to read an erotic door romance than like the week of Valentine's?
Honestly, I have nothing else
No
to add.
thoughts, head empty.
No,
Let's move on to the
just
next sprint.
doors.
Okay, with that in mind, let's move on to the next sprint. Maybe I'm gonna read that. No. Wait, are you gonna start Six of Crows? Where are you? Where are you?
Yes, I am already on part two,
Ooh.
actually. So they were able to um get back, what's his name again? Matthias. Yeah,
Yeah.
Matthias. So we're on that part already.
Well, how are you liking it so far?
So far, it's very vivid and very easy to read. It's just
Mhm.
like um it's easy to ease back into it versus like with other fantasy books where you have to like skim a lot of stuff just to like, whatever happened a
Yeah.
week ago, because like right now it takes me like a few days to get back to reading. So it's very easy to jump back in
I think
with.
it's also quite fast paced. Like
Yeah.
they're constantly doing things. Like once they finish this like task that they have to do, they have to go move on to the next thing that they have to do. So
Mm.
it's kind of like really fast to read. There's not a lot of like ruminating about stuff. So it's easy to like just dive right into it.
Yeah, which I am going to do now on our third sprint.
Yes. So
Just
I'm
diving
gonna
back.
keep on reading. Funny you should ask. I thought about switching, but I feel like I just wanna like get a good chunk of this done. Um, and yeah, reading sprint number 3. Happy reading. I hope you're still enjoying Kings of the Wild, Felicia. It's really good. So happy reading. That sprint went by so fast.
It did, surely.
How was your reading? How is going back into Six of Crows?
I am at the perspective of Matthias, so it's very interesting. But I still have a lot of questions, but I'm sure they will be answered. I'm still not done with this chapter, but I think I have like a page more before I finish this chapter. Very interesting
Is it
because
the first time that it's Matthias's perspective? Or no?
that Matthias was mentioned.
No, that it's his perspective.
Yes,
Mm,
because this was the chapter right after he got out
yeah.
of the prison. So yeah. How about you? And funny you should ask.
Uh, Pretty good. I'm at page 124, which is 36%. So far, I think it's doing a good job at leaving a bit of breadcrumbs about whatever happened in that weekend in the past. That I'm like curious still. Like I want to keep reading because I want to find out what's going on. So it has that. I think it's reading. I think it goes to the right. It's actually okay. Let me rephrase. Actually, it's a lot better now in terms of the right now writing I was talking about. Whenever I'm in the 15, no, 10 years later, like timeline, it reads quite well. I think maybe the juvenile writing was a bit intentional just to like show how
Mm.
different that person was 10 years ago and how maybe she was like young, immature or whatever. Maybe she just went a little bit too young and immature, but because the 10 years later POV, it reads quite like adult in a sense that it doesn't feel like high school kids are like talking or something. So maybe it
Mm.
wasn't well. So far I am hooked. I want to know what's going on. Maybe I want to
How far are you into it?
36%, page
Ooh,
124.
almost
Um
halfway.
yeah, I think I can get to like almost halfway by the end of the fourth sprint. Hello, good
Hi,
evening.
Kathleen.
How are you? All the lovers.
Oh, All Lovers in the Night. The Japanese lit.
Is that Mieko
Yes.
Kamakami, right? All the lovers in the night. I have Breast and Eggs by her.
Mm.
I've never read it. Um, but that's the first book. I think whenever I see Miyako Kawakami, that's the book that always comes to mind. I don't
Mm.
know if that's her most popular work or what, but hi, Bea. Welcome back. Dinner. I think you had dinner, right? That's why you left. I need to get out of this bed. Hope you have a good day. If you have plans today, I think you mentioned earlier it was morning for you. The Darkest Half, J.A. Redmersky. I do not know this book. The Darkest Half. Is this oh, it's also thriller romance, dark romance. Hmm. It's the eighth book. Interesting. Let's add it to my TBR. Dark romance? Okay, add to TBR. And then chapter 5, like Charge the Candle. Is this on KU? This Darkest Half, what's the name of the series? In the Company of
It's
Killers.
the darkest half.
It's like
So,
a thriller.
oh, I've been seeing this. I actually
Is it a
checked
movie?
this out because of you, Bea. As in, like, I have the first book on my Kindle, as in Killing Sarai. Sarai.
because it's
Wait,
very interesting.
is it a movie? It says here in the synopsis now an action something or I don't know. It says now an action film starring William Levy and Alicia Sands. Interesting. Still waiting to meet Ganelon. If I annotate the book solely one, what would make me laugh or giggle? Yeah, I think I mentioned earlier that the book when I read this book, I was reading Pam's copy, and she had tabbed it. She didn't write it; I just tapped on it, and all of her tabs are just all of the green jokes in the book, and all of the ridiculous things that happened in the book, like all the funny stuff. Those were all her tabs. Whenever like I think there was one that I remember very vividly. She tabbed the part where they were wondering how sex would be with a mermaid. This was such a ridiculous book.
It is. So I love it so much. I love it so much. Oh my god. I have Bloody Rose, as in the physical copy of Bloody Rose, looking at me right now.
I don't
But
know how to pick that up, but I just hope that it
would
has
retain its.
feelings of the first
Mm,
book, even though we're following different. I'm pretty sure it can be done because it's the same writer. She
yeah,
probably
yeah,
have the same dynamics, just different female also characters. So
yeah.
maybe. In the Company of Killers is one of the best romantic suspense series ever. That's high praise. That is high praise. I will have to check out the first book. I
I
hope
mean,
is it
it involves assassins,
oh so
involves
is it like giving
killers.
Mindfuck series vibes? Wait, let me check if it's on Kindle Unlimited. Are you? Oh, it's not on KU. Let me check. Maybe it sounds like a book that would be on KU. It's not. And it's short. I saw the pages are like less than 300. Let me see. It's not in the library. Okay, I have to find a have different way to read this book. Oh,
It's,
it's in one of the libraries. Okay.
it's in
Oh,
Kindle Unlimited.
no, not Kindle Unlimited. Just one
Just
of the
Kindle. Hmm.
library. Wait. Okay, I will put that in my TBR. Um, and Bravos de un asesino. What's that? What does that mean? It has
I
a
only understood asesino as in like asesino, assassin.
so it's a is that
Is that a
Portuguese?
phrase?
Is it
Maybe
yeah.
it's the
Mm.
actual
Maybe
Spanish
yeah, that's the name of
title.
the movie. Yeah, yeah. Interesting. Dati nasa maybe it will come back to Korea. I'll just add it and like watch it for a bit and see if it come back to KU. So this is what it means in the Company of Killers. Okay.
Mm.
Brazos de un asesino. Oh, you learn something new every day. Zachary Levi as in Chalk, as in Tangled Zachary Levi.
I think it's the brother because it says William Levi, unless
Or maybe
Zachary.
Zachary Levi is like a cameo in
Let's
the
see.
Company of Killers. But I have mixed feelings about Zachary Levi now. In the company.
I think it's just William Levi, especially if it's like a Spanish movie.
Yeah, I don't think he's in it, or it's not in his filmography. Because I love Chuck. I think if you ask me what my
Mm.
favorite TV show was, one like top three, definitely Chuck would be there. Mostly nostalgia and stuff, but Zachary Levi is kind of a little bit problematic these days. So I'm torn. But if it's not a movie, then doesn't matter. Yeah, okay, I'll add that to my TBR.
I've added the first book because of Bea. Actually, I saw it in one of your posts, I think, and I got curious because it involves killers, and I'm like,
Hmm.
sold. Romance
How was it?
thriller.
Though? Killings. Sorry.
It's not on Libby.
Oh, it's not. It's six on Kindle. The first book. En brazos de un asesino. Ooh, maybe you should just watch the movie first.
It's where it's showing where though.
Prime Video.
Oh man, I don't have that.
Yeah. I actually don't know if you can stream it for free or you have, because sometimes even though it says it's on Prime Video, you have to rent it. Not everything is like part of the streaming service.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because you have to rent it or something.
Yeah. I I'm gonna start the next sprint. Are you up for it?
Yes.
Ready? Final sprint of the night. Last 25 minutes to get in reading. I think we did pretty good. Like you finished the
Yeah.
book. I'm almost halfway. Where's the
Girl, is this your first time using Kindle?
in a while? Like months. Almost a year, I think. Like it's was just sitting there. But yeah. Perfect to binge that series. Yeah, because it's so short. It's like 250 per book. It's giving me like mindfuck vibes, and I binged that book. So
You know what's shorter? Unhinged.
say no more. So next sprint, unhinged sprints. I can only imagine like if we had our like we're unmuted the entire time, like the reactions.
Oh my god.
Really unhinged sprints for the next time. And I feel like it's just gonna take us well, maybe the entire time, yeah. I don't know.
We'll see, we'll see.
See, since it
We'll
complete.
see if I'm up to Door Erotica Romance book.
If you wake up that morning, you're feeling like I'm feeling like door
I
erotic
see the
romance.
door, I opened it.
Not me just looking at my door. Like what the heck? Like when you open
Damn.
it, like
Changes it to a sliding one.
oh my god, why do these books exist? But it's fine, all good. I think we should start the fourth reading sprint before we go off the rails with
Yes.
erotic door
Let's do
romance
it.
once more. Um, 25 minutes, last reading sprint. Enjoy. Hello.
Hello again.
That was
Hey. Also very quick. Yes.
I feel like whenever we get to the last sprint, it feels faster. Probably because we've been reading for a while, we get used to it.
Mm.
But how was it? Where did you end up? In
I got to like Kaz's perspective again. So that's like 32 pages into part two. So
you read a
decent
lot.
for like, yeah, decent for two sprints where I read it. They're planning the heist,
Mm.
so interesting to see how that will pan
How does it
out.
compare to the other heist book that that we named?
Which one was it?
The portrait.
I have erased that from memory. What is that book? At least this one, they have logic
Yeah,
behind.
there's actual planning.
Yeah, like not over Google Docs, not over Zoom.
Oh, I'm pretty sure you're not here anymore.
Aw, thanks,
Bye.
Felicia.
Thank you for joining us. Maybe join us again next week. You might be surprised by what we're doing.
Whichever that would be.
Yeah. Hope you join us next week. Lag internet, I feel you. It happens. Sometimes when we're talking, someone's just like frozen. And I'm like, okay, the internet. I made it to page 151, which is 45%. Pretty good since I started at, I think, 10 or 11%.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah, it's getting good. It's there are a couple of like reveals that happen, not super surprising, kind of expected, but I think the
Mhm.
way that it was revealed was okay. Like it was satisfying so far. Not sure. I don't know still what happened that weekend. Like the
Still
change,
not answered. Mm.
still not fully answered. Like some things are,
Mm.
but so far so good. Um, I'm reading it pretty fast. I think I'm gonna finish it by tomorrow. Pretty sure.
Ooh,
Yeah.
it's
I think it's
quick.
a book that you just like if you have the time, you will sit down and binge read it. And I think I have the time tomorrow, so
Yeah, it's a long weekend, so
yes. Long weekend for us. How about you? Are you gonna continue reading after the sprint, or
mm, maybe we'll see about that.
edit?
Nah, no, I don't think so. So maybe I'll just read. I don't think I'm in the mood to edit right now, but
Yeah,
probably tomorrow.
yeah. I think that is gonna be it for tonight. I have to go and feed my dogs and walk my dogs as usual at night. Um, Thank you so much to everyone for joining us tonight. It's been a while since we've done a Friday one. Kathleen started 48, now it's 62.
Ooh.
I feel like you read quite a bit. I mean, you just joined that for like the third sprint, I think. So that's a lot of pages. But yeah, usually with Japanese lit fic, it is slower for me as well.
Yeah,
But yeah, I'm glad
generally.
to read a lot. Let us know at some point if you
But
like it.
48 to 62 is still fast if you read it
Ah,
slower.
I think we just started at like the third sprint, so I think that's a lot. Yeah. So if you want to join us for the next reading sprint, it's gonna be on Shenanigans channel. That will be linked in the description box below. We don't know yet when that will be. We will let you know a day before at the latest, I think. Um,
Hmm.
So just watch out for our Instagram, also linked down in the description box. And yeah, thank you again for joining us tonight. I'm not sure if you can hear the scratching noises, like my door is making sounds. It's my
It's
dog.
time. They're calling you.
They're inviting me. There's my dog trying to get inside because she wants to eat and walk. Can you hear it?
I
No.
hear, yeah, I hear it. I hear it.
Scratching noise. So yeah, that is gonna be it. Thank you again to everyone who joined us. I hope we see you next week. Do you have anything you wanna share, promote, whatever?
None so far, but
Watch out
I
soon.
am. Yeah, I am currently editing a video, so hopefully I'll have that up next week. I'll try to edit it this weekend, and we will announce when the reading sprint would be next week. But I think it's going to be either on a Friday or a weekend next
Yeah.
week. So yeah, watch out on our different channels, particularly Instagram, where we post when we're going to be doing the live sprints.
Yes. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks
Good night.
everyone.
Good morning,
Thank you
wherever
for
you are.
joining.
Bye. Have a good night.